What you giving up for Simmons if the Kings pull the trigger? I mean, universal deal.
So
Bags, Bud, and a pick. I don't even like the idea of Buddy in that deal. I feel like Buddy and Simmons makes so much more sense, but there's no like Philly has no desire for Harrison Barnes.
yeah, no, they have.
I'm not. I've already turned heel once. I'm not going to go capping for, for Buddy to stay here. But I mean, just as I look at the way this shakes out, like
Yeah. John Bull, love you, big dog. With me, it's always a discussion, man. That's all it is, man. It's always a discussion. That's all it is.
What time did we speak on Simmons?
But it's all good.
The whole show.
Yeah, I'm about to say what,
man, like damn near the whole show.
Time each hour? Is that what you mean?
Like, I mean, it started with the report. The report probably started around 12:40, and then it kind of ran from there. I get it why people don't want to trade Tyrese Halliburton. I don't want to trade Tyrese Halliburton either. I just don't understand why we hang up the phone so fast. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we got you. 12:40 works. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. I didn't say that. Didn't say that. Did not say that. I said.
Well, you said if you took Tyrese off of it,
took Tyrese, I think they wouldn't be the same. But if you have Tyrese there, I think you have enough people around him to mask his shortcomings, and you can magnify the things that he does really well, and they could help the team. Yeah. But nah, Tyrese is part of wanting to have him around so you can mask the things that he doesn't do very well.
Yeah. He's a guy you got to have. Yeah, he's definitely a guy you got to have the right pieces around, which is, again, funny enough, Buddy Hield works perfectly. But there's no situation, it looks like, where Buddy and Ben Simmons wind up on the same team.
I mean, unless you win, like you said, unless you win Halliburton.
No, because it would have to be Tyrese. I'd assume it'd have to be Tyrese and Buddy.
See, I think they might pass on Buddy if they can get Halliburton, because then they'll be keeping salary cap. You got Halliburton. He could play with Seth Curry. He could play with, like, what I said earlier in the day. Shake Milton ain't that much different than Buddy Hield. Mm-hmm. So Halliburton to get the ball to the shooters, and he can shoot himself. I think they would be interested in that.
Is Patrick Beverly on Minnesota still? Apparently, he said Ben Simmons. This is hilarious. Add Ben Simmons to D'Angelo Russell, Karl Anthony Towns, and Anthony Edwards. You got a contender. Patrick Beverly quote tweeted it. Facts, bro. Who the hell are you trading then? Like, how do you think this works? Like, yo, if you take Ben Simmons and add him to our existing roster without removing anything, boy, watch out.
The Timberwolves would also be getting Tyrese Maxey in that deal as well without giving up anybody.
Patrick,
because he wants out.
You've been traded to Philly. You've been traded for the third time or fourth time. Where was Pat Bev originally traded?
Memphis.
Oh, and then sent to Minnesota. He's about to get traded again.
So he tweeted out, it's like grindhouse or something like that. And 2 days later, he was gone.
That's funny, Will. You get all our picks. Oh, Miss P, stop. I don't think he's going anywhere. Y'all, and I mean, I love Tyrese too, so I get it. But it's again like we are so in love with potential.
That's what he said, grit and grind.
We are so in love with potential. Who did that?
That's what he tweeted out, grit and grind. Let's go.
Oh, jeez. I see you, Bryce. I mean, he watches. He watches. He told me. He told me he watches. I was like, damn, you pop in every afternoon. Yeah, cool. That's right when the thumbs down pops up. That's weird. Like, wild. Wild how that happens. He had some nice things to say about the show. So I guess we'll take it until we take that.
I will say this. Because I met him a couple times. I never had a bad experience with him. That's just I will say this on top of that, seem to be the only one. But
I mean,
but personally, I've never had a bad experience with him. I never met him like less than a handful of times.
We've butted heads a lot. Yeah, yeah.
It's different it may be different when you have to deal with him on a different level than I did, right? I was just like, hey, how you doing? Da, 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 da.
I don't think he's the type of person. He's not going to treat. I don't think he's going to treat anybody poorly, especially to their face. But look around a little bit. Roddy, Roddy sees what's up. Like Roddy knows what's happening. Like that's not like what Roddy. That's not like that's real. Not the only one either. Like there's a list of. There's a list of some like behind the scenes people that y'all don't know. That it's pretty wild.
That's crazy too, man. That's wild. That's really wild. That's wild. Like, man.
Yeah, I mean, again, he sent a nice message about the show, so I'll leave it at that. Yeah.
Co.
So where's Co? Yeah, Co. That's it. Oh man, what was that? Somebody wrote something I was gonna sprung. Oh, yeah, it's not. That's not what you think it is. That's not what you think it is. And he hasn't had that for that long. But yeah, that's not.
Man,
not what you think it is.
Can I say that? Man, I love doing this, man. I love doing this, and like, I know people hear me and Damien, and if we disagree or something like that, or if I'm talking to John Bull and I disagree with something he said, man, this is love, man. This is what I be doing. I'm telling Danny and Sam, this is what I be doing for free.
That's not true. It's all right. Danny in San Francisco doesn't listen to us. I don't think he loves us, man. I think we out here on an island. Like
on an island.
I don't think he loves us anymore.
We're a 3-man wolf pack. Yeah. But man, I love this stuff, man. Like I talk this stuff. I don't never take it any type of way. I don't never take it personal. I don't ever look at nobody crazy because they don't agree with me on sports for real. Like,
man, we get to sit around and
this is fun.
We get to talk about sports and music and movies and wrestling and boxing. Like, come on, man. How could you now? And that's like, this is fun. When we hit end broadcast, there's some shit that's hard. Like there's some stuff that's really difficult. But this, bro, the stuff that like 12 to 4 is the easiest part of the job by far. Like 12 to 4 is the most fun. It's the easiest part of the job. It's everything else with 12 to 4. That could be tough.
It's funny too, because I think somebody it's Mitch. And he was just joking. I ain't taking no type of way. He's like, oh, what you guys need a vacation for? You work 3 hours a day. The funny thing about that, and I'm not complaining, is all day. Like all day, we're trying to put this show together. And when I mean all day, I mean to the moment I lay my head down. That's kind of like when I'm not thinking about what I have to do. So mentally, like I'll be working. Damien works, Jesse works like all day long, man.
It's not. Yeah, it's like it's the show. I mean, it's this stuff behind us. You know what I mean? Like, yo, like shoot, it was Kenny and I, like, it wasn't even like a conscious effort. We knew with the Rick Ross thing, we needed to do something bigger for, for McQueen, who had been so supportive, man. Like we got to make Danny in San Francisco happy. We want to make sure, Black Bottles 916 is happy. We got to make sure all this, Sam at City Center Financial, like like we're all a family here, and it's all like, we got to do more for this, we got to do more for that. Like and you're right, like it's with radio is and this is a fascinating medium that I just don't think some people won't be able to adapt to. Is radio, like in a studio or even pre-live streaming, Kenny and I are doing a show and we could walk away knowing, I think that kind of hit today. Like that was solid. Now that we do the live stream, there's a number in front of us that we can see go up and go down.
Yeah, that's a trip.
And like we know we don't live or die by that number, but we also know that the people watching this are sports fans in our city. So we know that the people watching are at the very least a microcosm of the radio. So Ramsey, don't get upset with me. There's a reason baseball is talked about for that long. We've watched that number go up and down enough. There's a reason we talk about the Kings and the 49ers the way that we do. We can intelligently talk about music and movies and keep people here. Not, diehards like the people who are in here for the post show, but the people who check in, people who check in like they would on the radio. People check into YouTube and Twitch like they do with the radio.
Right.
They're sitting at their computer or whatever. Let's pull it up, see what these guys are talking about. Oh, they're talking about the Kings. Let me hang out for a little bit. It's not an accident that you guys, and I know you guys see this a lot when you're in the YouTube channel. We can see all of the channels combined on our screen. But like if you're watching in the YouTube channel, the Twitch channel doesn't buzz the same. But y'all see that number? Y'all see it move? Shit, y'all were here for draft day. Yeah. We were just as surprised as you were for draft day. We were like, oh my God. The whole stream has changed since draft day.
The funny thing about that too is like before, I got this show, I was like, man, if I get on, it's going to be my show. I'm talking boxing. I'm going to make boxing pop. You know what I mean? I'll make it pop. And then it was like, you get in this, you're like, well, you can talk about boxing, but you can see your numbers dwindle and all this other stuff. People running away, and you've got to make a decision. You're like, am I going to give the people what they want, or am I going to talk about what I want? Like, what's more important to me? Is I want to give the people what they want. And if they ain't really trying to hear boxing, luckily, Damien, myself, Jesse, we have the foresight. Hey, let's carve out this little spot. You can get your little boxing takes every week or every day. That works. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like, man, the Friday before a big fight, we doing 2 hours on it. Ain't nobody trying to hear. As much as I love it, nobody in Sacramento is not a lot of people in Sacramento are trying to hear 2 hours of boxing.
Hey, Danny, we're doing the post show, man. Can you say hi so everybody can hear your voice real quick and know that you're a real person?
What's going on?
See, oh, Jesus Christ. All right, Danny calling me is the sign the show's got to end. So,
you guys are done. It's 4:10. Let's go. Let these guys go.
See, and the funny thing is, Danny's talking about like us letting you guys go on with your lives, not the other way around. We love y'all. We'll see y'all tomorrow at noon, man. Thanks for hanging out.